Hello my dear students, welcome to Prudence coaching mathematics class. In this particular channel you will find ICSE, CBSE and WBBSE solution. Today our topic is quadrilateral. In this particular topic we will learn about quadrilateral and some special types of quadrilateral with all their properties, and at the end I will provide you a chart where you will find all these properties written in a precise manner. So let us start with the chapter quadrilateral. Quad means 4. So we can say a quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon formed from four line segments that intersect at the end point or vertices. So here is one line segment, another line segment will be like this, another will start from the ending point of this, and this one will join like this. So these are the vertices. So all together we have four vertices and the sides are 1, 2, 3, 4. We have four sides. So like this we can draw a quadrilateral. Let us see the properties of quadrilateral. Four vertices, that is, let us name it as P, Q, R and S. Then you will find that here vertices are P, another one is Q, next one is R and next one is S. So these points are called vertices and it has four sides. What are the four sides? Here PQ is one side, another side is QR, another one is RS and next one is SP. So these are the four sides of quadrilateral. We have four interior angles. How many interior angles are there? Four. So this one is an interior angle, another one is this one, another one is this one, and this is another one interior angle. These are the interior angle. Now let us see the exterior angle. Exterior angles means if we extend any one side in the same direction, we need to extend it. Let us extend in the clockwise direction. So this one is the side, so this angle will be the exterior angle. Now if we extend this line like this, then this angle will be another exterior angle. Now if we extend this one, then it will be another exterior angle, and this one will form like this, and this will be our next exterior angle. So these are the exterior angles. So all total we have four exterior angle. Next, let us talk about the diagonals. So diagonals are the lines which are formed by joining two opposite vertices. So by joining P and R, we will get one diagonal, and another diagonal will be Q and S. So these are the two diagonals. So all total we have two diagonals in a quadrilateral. We have four adjacent sides. Adjacent means side by side. So let us see what are the adjacent sides. So let us start with PQ. The side beside PQ, if we move in the clockwise direction, then it will be QR. Similarly, if we start with QR, then the side beside QR is RS. So now if we say about RS, then the side beside RS will be SP. So these are the adjacent sides. That means if we consider one side, that is PQ, it will have two adjacent sides, that is one will be QR and another one will be PS. So all total PQ has two adjacent sides. So as a result we have four pairs of adjacent side. Number one is PQ and QR, that is this one and this one is one pair. Another one is QR and SR. Another one is this one, that is SR and PS. Another last one is this one and this one. So these are the pairs of adjacent sides. Adjacent means side by side. Let us see the adjacent angle. So here P is an angle, then adjacent angle beside P will be Q. Similarly, S will be also an adjacent side of Q. So to count the total number of adjacent angle, let us move clockwise. So P and Q are the adjacent angle. Now if we move to Q, then Q and R are the adjacent angle, R and S are the adjacent angle. Similarly, S and P are the adjacent angle. So there are total four pairs of adjacent angle. Now if we are asked individually that what is the adjacent angle of P, then our answer will be Q and S. If we are asked that what is the adjacent angle of S, then our answer will be P and R. Similarly, adjacent angle of R will be Q and S, and the adjacent angle of Q will be P and R. Now let us see opposite sides. Opposite sides means the side in front of the other side. So the opposite side of PQ will be SR. Similarly, the opposite side of QR will be PS. Now let us see the opposite angle. Let this be angle S. Then the opposite angle of S will be vertically opposite, that is Q will be an opposite angle of S. Similarly, the opposite angle of P will be R. Similarly, the opposite angle of R will be P, and the opposite angle of Q will be S. So total we have two pairs of opposite angles. Let us see another important property of a quadrilateral. We should remember that the sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is equals to 360 degree. Let's prove this. Let ABCD are quadrilateral, and now if we see that ABC, this one is a triangle and this one is also a triangle, and we all know that sum of all angles of a triangle is equals to 180 degree. Therefore, in the triangle ABC, we can say this angle B, this angle BAC means this angle, and angle CAB. These three angles, if we add these three angles, we will get 180 degree. So similarly, in this particular triangle, if we add angle D and angle DAC, this angle and angle DCA, by adding all these three angles, we will get 180 degree. So what we have got? We have got this one plus this one plus this one equals to 180 degree. Again we got this plus this equals to 180 degree, which we have written like this. So by adding this 1 and 2, if we add this 1 and 2, then we will get this one, where you will see that this angle plus this angle is angle A. Similarly, this angle and this angle will give us angle C. So instead of this two, we can write angle A, and instead of this two, we can write angle C. By putting these values in this particular equation, we will get angle A plus angle D plus angle C plus angle B equals to 360 degree. So we can say that the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So let us move to the next one. Now we will start with special types of quadrilateral. We have many types of quadrilateral. Mainly we have 6 types of quadrilateral. First one is trapezium. What is a trapezium? Trapezium is a quadrilateral in which two sides will be parallel to each other. Means if this one is a quadrilateral, then this side will be parallel to this side and the other two sides will be non-parallel. Means other two sides will be non-parallel. It will meet after extending these two sides, but these two sides will never meet each other. So these two are parallel and these two are non-parallel sides. Now one thing more we need to learn, that is, if somehow this side, that is the non-parallel sides, becomes equal, if these two non-parallel side become equal, then what will happen? Then this angle will be equal to this angle. If this side is equals to this side, then this angle will be equal to this angle. And similarly we will get that this AC will be equals to BD. Only it will be possible if these two non-parallel sides are equal. Then we will call it a isosceles trapezium, and we should remember that in a isosceles trapezium, these non-parallel sides are equal, these two diagonals are equal to each other, and these two angles are equal to each other. It is only possible when it is an isosceles trapezium. Now let us see the next special quadrilateral, that is kite. Kite is a quadrilateral where two pair of equal adjacent sides. That means this one is a figure of kite where you will find that HE, this side will be equal to EF. Similarly, this side, that is HG, will be equals to FG. So in kite, two adjacent sides are equal. So this one will be equal to this one, this will be equal to this one. In a kite, if we join the opposite vertices, that is here the vertices opposite to H is F. If we join H and F, we will get one diagonal. Similarly, if we join the opposite vertices, that is E and G, we will get another diagonal. And these two diagonal will cut each other at 90 degree. Means this angle will be 90 degree, this will be 90 degree, this will be 90, and this will be 90 degree. Each angles will be 90 degree here. And another thing we need to know is, when this bigger diagonal will cut this smaller one, then we will find that this bigger diagonal will bisect this particular diagonal. Means here we will find that HO equals to OF. So this one will be equal to this one. And the other thing which we need to know is, when this diagonal will be drawn, means if we draw the bigger diagonal, then this particular kite will be divided into two congruent triangles. Congruent means same triangle with same length, same angles, everything will be same. So this triangle will be equal to this triangle. All these two triangles will be congruent to each other when we will draw this particular diagonal. Similarly, if we draw the shorter diagonal, then what we will find? We will find that this diagonal will divide or make a kite into two equal isosceles triangle. Means this side will be equal to this one and this total will be a triangle. Isosceles because this side will be equal to this one. Similarly, if we see this particular triangle, then this side will be equal to this one. Therefore, this whole triangle will be an isosceles triangle. So with this we come to the end of kite. In the end of this video we will see the formulas, that is how to find the perimeter and area. Till then, let us see the next special quadrilateral, that is parallelogram, which is very important for us. Parallelogram means a four-sided figure, that is a quadrilateral, which is having two opposite sides equal, means this side will be equal to this one. If we name it as A, B, C, D, then this side will be equal to this side, and this side will be equal to this side, and this side will be parallel to this side, and this particular side will be parallel to this opposite sides. That means opposite sides are equal and parallel. AB is equal to DC, AB is parallel to DC, AD is equal to BC, and AD is parallel to BC. Another one thing we need to know, that is if we draw the diagonals, diagonals means by adding these two vertices, opposite vertices, we will get two diagonals, and here the diagonals bisect each other. So this is cutting point, that is 0, then AO will be equal to OC, similarly OD will be equal to OB. And the last thing which we need to know about the property of parallelogram is the adjacent angles will be 180 degrees. Supplementary means 180 degrees. Adjacent angles means the angles which are placed side by side. So the adjacent angle of D will be C. Similarly, the adjacent angle of D will be A, because these two are placed side by side. Similarly, D and C are adjacent angle because these are placed side by side. So we can say angle D and angle C are adjacent, angle C and angle B are adjacent, angle B and angle A are adjacent, angle A and angle D are adjacent, and the sum of this adjacent angle will be 180 degree. That means D plus C will be 180 degree, C plus B will be 180 degree, A plus B will be 180 degree, D plus A will be 180 degree. Means the sum of adjacent angles will be supplementary. Supplementary means 180 degree, complementary means 90 degree. So here are the four properties of parallelogram which I have discussed now. After that, we have the proof of these properties, which I will prove in the next class. After this, we will move on to the next special quadrilateral, that is rhombus. So let us draw one rhombus to know this figure better. So let this one be a rhombus. Let us name it as ABCD. Then we will see that according to the properties of rhombus, here all this side, that is AB, BC, CD and DA, will be equal to each other. Means if AB is x centimeter, then BC will also be x centimeter, this will be x centimeter, and this one will be also x centimeter. So after that, what we need to know is here the opposite sides, that is AB and DC, will be parallel to each other, and AD and BC will be parallel to each other. That means opposite sides will be parallel and all sides will be equal. And next thing which we need to know, that is if we join these two opposite vertices, that is A and C, we will get a diagonal AC, and by joining these two opposite vertices, that is D and B, we will get a diagonal DB. Let the intersecting point be O. So if this one is the intersecting point and AC and DB are the diagonals, then according to the property of this rhombus, we will find that this OD will be equals to OB, because this one is a diagonal and this diagonal will cut this particular diagonal equally. That means DO will be equals to OB. Again, if this one is a diagonal and if we draw this diagonal, then this diagonal will cut AC into two equal parts, that is AO will be equals to OC. Another thing which we need to know, that is when this diagonal will cut this particular diagonal, then it will make an angle of 90 degree each. Similarly, when we will draw this particular diagonal on this diagonal, then this diagonal will cut perpendicularly. That means this all angles will be 90 degree. So we will learn here that the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. That means this will be equal to this one, this will be equal to this one, and this angle, this angle, this angle and this angle, all these angles will be equal to 90 degree. Another one important property of rhombus is the adjacent angles, that is angle D and angle C and angle D, angle A. Adjacent angles means I have already explained you the angles which are side by side. So if we add the adjacent angle, we will get 180. That means D plus C will be 180, C plus B will be 180, B plus A will be 180, A plus D will be 180 degree. So let us move to the next one. So here are the properties, that is the proof of the properties of rhombus, which we will learn in the next class. Let us move to the next special quadrilateral, that is rectangle. So let us draw a figure. Say this one is a rectangle where it is named as ABCD. So according to the properties of rectangle, this side will be equal to this side, means the opposite sides will be equal. AB will be equal to DC, AD will be equal to BC. Similarly, we need to know that AB will be parallel to DC, means these two sides will be parallel to each other. Similarly, this side will be parallel to the opposite side BC. So we have learned here that the opposite sides will be equal, and another one thing which we have learned, that one is that this side, that is AB, will be parallel to its opposite side, that is DC, and AD will be parallel to BC. Next important property of rectangle is all the angles of rectangles will be 90 degree, means angle D, angle C, angle B, angle A, all these angles are 90 degree each. Next one which we should know, that is the diagonals are equal and bisect each other. Diagonals means if we join these two opposite vertices, we will get one diagonal, that is AC, another diagonal will be DB by joining the vertices D and B. Similarly, we will get an intersecting point, that is O. So according to the property of rectangle, this AC will be equal to BD, means these two diagonals are equal to each other and they bisect each other. Bisect each other means if there is one diagonal, that is AC, now if we draw the next diagonal, that is BD, if we draw this diagonal, then this diagonal will cut AC into two equal parts, that is OA will be equal to OC. Similarly, if we have already the diagonal DB and now if we draw AC, then this AC will cut this DB into two equal parts, that is OD will be equals to OB. So the conclusion is here this AO will be equal to OC and OD will be equal to OB. So with this we come to the end of the important properties of rectangle. In the end we will see the formula for calculating area and perimeter, and next we have the proof which we will see in the next class. Now we will start with the next special quadrilateral, that is square. So let us draw the figure. Say this one is a square. If we name it as ABCD, according to the properties of square, all the sides, that is AB, BC, CD, DA, all these sides will be equal. And another one property is that opposite sides will be parallel. AB will be parallel to DC and AD will be parallel to BC. So here we find that all these sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel to each other. Now we need to see that all the angles of this square are 90 degree, means angle A will be 90 degree, angle D will be 90 degree, angle C will be 90 degree, angle B will be also 90 degree. And here the length of the diagonal. Diagonal means if we join this opposite vertices, we will get AC as the diagonal, another diagonal will be DB. So here the diagonal AC will be equal to DB. The important property of diagonal is, if we already drawn the diagonal AC, now if we draw the diagonal BD, then by drawing this diagonal BD, we will see that when we will draw this particular diagonal, then this diagonal will cut this AC at 90 degree, means this diagonal will be perpendicular on this particular diagonal, means this one will be 90 degree, this one will be 90 degree. Similarly, if this one is a diagonal which is already drawn, now if we draw this diagonal, then we will say that this diagonal will cut this particular diagonal at 90 degree, means all these angles will be 90 degree. So this angle, this angle, this angle and this angle will be 90 degree each. So the properties of square are all sides are equal, all angles are 90 degree, opposite sides are parallel, diagonals are of equal length, this diagonal will be equal to this one, and all these diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Let us summarize what we have learned till now. So these are the properties. Here we have rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium. All these are special types of quadrilateral. So first we will see sides. All sides are equal. In rectangle, all sides are not equal, therefore we have given a cross. In square, all sides are equal. Parallelogram, all sides are not equal. Rhombus, all sides are equal. In trapezium, all sides are not equal. Next we will see opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal in rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus, but in trapezium opposite sides are not equal because only one pair of opposite sides are equal in trapezium. Next one is opposite sides are parallel. In all this figure, that is rectangle, square, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium, opposite sides are parallel. Equal. Next we will see all angles are equal. In rectangle and square, all angles are 90 degree each. So here all angles are equal, but in parallelogram, rhombus and trapezium, all angles are not equal. Next we will see opposite angles are equal. In rectangle, square, parallelogram and rhombus, opposite angles are equal, but in trapezium, opposite angles are not equal. Property of angles is sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree. In rectangle, square, parallelogram and rhombus, sum of two adjacent angles are 180 degree, but in case of trapezium, sum of two adjacent angles are not equal to 180 degree. Next we will study the properties of diagonal. Diagonal bisect each other. In rectangle, square, parallelogram and rhombus, diagonals will bisect each other, but in trapezium, diagonals will not bisect each other. Next one is diagonal bisect perpendicular. Only in square and rhombus, diagonals will be perpendicular bisector of each other. Other figure, that is rectangle, parallelogram and trapezium, we will not find that the diagonals are perpendicular bisector of each other. Now let us see some of the important formulas of area. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. In case of square, both length and breadth are equal. Therefore, here the area will be side square, that is a square. A is side here. Next one is length into height. Area of parallelogram is length into height. Next one is rhombus. The area of rhombus is half into product of diagonal. Here D1 and D2 are the diagonals. So half into product of diagonal is the area of rhombus. Next we have the area of trapezium, that is half into sum of parallel sides into height. Next we have perimeter. Perimeter of rectangle is length plus breadth into 2. Perimeter of square is 4a. Perimeter of parallelogram is length plus breadth into 2. Perimeter of rhombus is 4a. And perimeter of trapezium is sum of all sides. So my dear students, with this we come to the end of this particular video. If you find the content of this video helpful, then like this video and don't forget to subscribe this channel to get more videos like this, and also press on the bell icon and never miss another update from this particular channel. Thank you. Stay safe.